Yes, it is. Ernie Yarbrough back in battling for that fourth spot alongside Foster. Oh, Scott Weaver, the pole sitter.
And he gets tagged from behind. He gets together with the car number 50 of Chad Branham. And they're still wrecking. His car's coming through. Whoa, another heavy impact. The 07 car.
George Crenshaw. That was one heck of a lick. But as you can see, the visibility is gone. When these cars spin around and all that tire smoke, there is no visibility.
Here comes cars now, and they still can't see to get through it. You can't see these cars coming through it. So you can imagine what it was like while it was happening.
See Scott Weaver crawling out of his car.
Avis Myers there in the car number 0. And Weaver, 3 different impacts for that car number 2. And that's what he does for a living, folks. He builds these race cars, and thus, you know, he's going to build them safely. And a little bit shaken up, looking down inside the car is Scotty Weaver, the second-generation driver. But it looked like he had an impact against the outside wall with another car, came across, got hit from the back, and then got hit again, just almost head-on.
That blow with the 07 of Crenshaw was just... And there we see Danny Snell in the 25. There's Chad Branham, as you talked about, in the 50 car. And there's Crenshaw's car. And we see the safety... And we see Crenshaw taking his helmet off. He is in contact with the safety workers. Man. Kyle, check this out. There we see the first contact between Weaver and Branham, I guess. Yes. And there's the first lick that you talked about, Jerry. And now, as the 2-car Weaver comes back off the racetrack, it's going to get worse. But believe it or not, folks, it's going to get worse. Watch. The black car just gets by the other car, but here comes Crenshaw and head on those 2 cars.
You know, and you look at the wreck and you say, well, how come the 2 car didn't just slam on brakes and keep the car on the wall? When it tears off that right front, you see him go down across the racetrack and come back up. Right here, probably severed a brake line when he got hit. He couldn't get this car low down. Look at the tire bouncing right here.
And, folks, that's what the people behind him are seeing. See all that smoke? We can't see what's going on, but neither can the cars behind them see what's going on.
Watch the impact once again. Weaver is in the 2 car. He was the pole sitter up across the racetrack. Ned Combs just getting by. He gets tagged behind. Now, watch the right side of your screen. Watch for Crenshaw to come through here. 2 cars, 3 cars. There comes Crenshaw. Boom! Oh, my heavens. Because he could not see a thing at all. Goody's body paint roof cam will show you exactly what happened to him.
The 50 car on the outside all of a sudden just turns left. It's like he cut a tire down or something broke on his car, Kyle.
It's like something in his steering because it just absolutely turned left in the middle of the triangle where it shouldn't have turned that drastic. But watch this right here. This is incredible. He's sliding along the wall. This front pack is running really well together. They've done that in a period of only 3 or 4 laps. They've stretched that far. While this pack back here has continued to run side by side. They need a breakaway from this pack at some point in time to try to run that pack. Oh, here we go, 3 wide.
Jimmy. Oh, contact, and Jimmy Foster's on his side down the backstretch. 4 cars coming through. Scott Frayling is involved. 1 car spinning around upside down the back straightaway. Comes to rest on all 4s as the field tries to get slowed down.
Wow. Now, that is a big-time wreck. That's a Daytona wreck.
That's a big wreck. But the one thing that we saw in this wreck so far, until we see the replay, that we didn't really see in the first wreck, everybody kept moving. The cars kept rolling. The cars kept, the momentum kept. Crenshaw just took a wicked stop. When he hit in the first accident, but this wreck, everybody just kept moving along.
There's a 28 car climbing out Derek Kelly, getting the window net down, and there's some significant front and rear end damage on that car.
He's sponsored by the sponsor of the race, Discount Auto Parts.
Jimmy Foster's car number 30 involved. He actually, when the car went down on the inside, he's the white car. Now watch him make a move to the inside, Benny.
Here's down on the inside. And all of a sudden, he's going to touch the apron. No, Crayling Cal, I think it's exactly what you were talking about before. The air, these little cars just moved them back and forth, and they just moved into each other.
Yeah, it just moved the center cars from left to right. It got away from him. He got in the outside car, came back across hit Foster, pinned him on the outside wall with those three guys. It looked like Bill Elliott, myself, and Dale Earnhardt at Talladega last year when Earnhardt was up on the hood of our cars. The same kind of deal, and then everybody else had no place to go.
A different look looking up from turn 3. You see Foster's car get up on its side, go into the outside catch fence. There's Kraling there. The 28 car of Kelly is there. They come back across.
And there we see Kraling hit is that the 75 car?
Looks like Brent Moore, the Grease Lightning car, the Gary Moore on car, and it's up on its roof spinning around and around coming toward us, the Grease Lightning Ford.
These two cars got together, these three cars got together right here. They're in front of 2/3 of the field, are all running in that pack. You saw him go back up and hit the yellow car, come down and get into Foster. Boom, Hopgood's got no place to go. They're in that wreck. There's 4 cars in that bunch right up against the wall right there. There's a tire comes off. These guys are trying to avoid it. No place to go.
And there we see Kraling is going to touch, we think it's a 75 car, and he just starts tumbling down the backstretch.
Two very equal Pontiac race cars, and now Huffman looks to the inside in turn 3. There's a lane on the bottom of the racetrack, but he can't pull it off. Next better of it pulls back up in line behind Christian Elder. He'll get a single handful from Joe George this time by. 5 fingers signifying 5 laps to go in 1 car. It's just tumbling end over end, side over side. That is Danny Bagwell's car number 10.
And looks like all the wheels there, is that 3 wheels I see on the apron of the racetrack?
That's the rear end housing laying right there beside of it. That car just absolutely came apart right there. Look at this.
Wow.
There's Danny Bagwell moving, trying to get the helmet unhooked. As the car is laying there with the bottom of the car facing oncoming traffic. They are getting the safety crews moving to him right away, but Danny moving, and that is a great shot to see him unhooking the helmet. The roof of the car is gone, the front of the car is gone, the front clip is gone. That was from his Ford. That's a Ford Escort. That's one of the new ZX2 Escorts. And now he lays down on the racetrack after that wild flip.
Just happy to be out of there right now.
Cal, he laid down and said, "Thank God," is exactly what he did.
That's amazing. That's why you run NASCAR cars, because you got NASCAR inspectors that inspect these things. You've got rules, and that's what NASCAR racing is all about right there, getting up and walking away from something like that.
I tell you, you think Mike Simons and Mark Sudworth, the director and chief inspector of these Goody's dash cars, that go over them with a fine-tooth comb to make sure they're well constructed, and there's a safety crew talking to him right away. Dr. Al Allison there to the right of him. Let's see if we can see what happened to Danny Bagwell. Wow, car tumbling side over side. The windshield is gone. Parts and pieces flying off. The tires are gone. The axle, the rear end is gone. Motor parts out of the car. The hood is gone. The roof is gone. And see the roll cage? It comes down on the roll cage, but he is secure in that seat. Still buckled in with that 5-point seat belt when the car comes to a rest.
Yeah, the one thing that happened to it was the car kept moving. It kept throwing pieces away from the car, and it kept dissipating energy, like Jerry said before. And like we talked, there's been some big wrecks here today. There's been some bad wrecks. This was a big wreck, and this was a bad wreck also. But to watch him crawl out and stand up, and the crowd here, I know you might not have heard it at home on your TV, but I'm going to tell you, the crowd was standing and cheering. They went wild.
There's the rear axle housing laying on the grass. The rear end housing complete, both rear tires laying on the grass. And
here he comes along. That's looking up pit road as the car goes by him. He's rolling side over side. There comes the rear end housing out. The windshield's already gone. The front tires are gone. Sheet metal peeled away. There comes the windshield down in one piece on the racetrack, the Lexan windshield, and cars are going by. And I'm just thankful right here that there were no cars that came by that hit him from the bottom side, like what happened to Scott Weaver when he was hit head-on by George Crenshaw.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing that can happen in an accident like this. If you remember when my father had the same kind of crash coming out of turn 4 here, it wasn't the crash that got him, it was the second blow from the cars coming and running through the debris. All the drivers there did an incredible job of dodging the debris and dodging him because it could have gotten kind of nasty. But look at him waving to the crowd. That's amazing.
I'm told that all of a sudden the car veered to the right, coming down the short and shot it against the outside retaining wall. And Kyle, the first picture we see of the car, the right front isn't there. It's like something might have broken on the right front, and he slammed the wall, and he knocked the whole right front off the car.
Could have run over some debris, cut a tire, could have broken a ball joint. There's a lot of things that could have happened here that just absolutely shred the right front off.
I vividly remember the ball joint, the right upper ball joint breaking on Rusty Wallace's car in 1989 at Bristol, Tennessee. And the car hitting the wall and then beginning to somersault and tumble like a spiral, like a punt in the air. And the car came down and went end over end, side over side at Bristol. And, of course, your dad's accident here in February of 1988. Well, what a tumble that one was.
Now, also, the race has been red flagged, so the race is not over. We will see 3 or 4 laps of green flag racing to determine who wins.
But the best news of all, 38-year-old Danny Bagwell able to extricate himself from the car, what's left of that car, the Sterling Casino lines forward, and able to be taken to the care center. Back with more from Daytona in a moment.